promises of God is my King. Through eternal ages let His praises ring. Glory in the highest I will shout and sing. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God. I am standing on the promises of God. The chorus once again. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior, standing. I am standing on the promises of God. Next time, please, I expect you to do all the voices, the altos, the tenors. By the way, alto is beautiful. So it is a powerful piece with powerful statements, the promises of God, to be the very best. There are so many promises that God has given to us. And it is us to ensure that we accomplish and we realize all the promises. The principal, colleagues, students, shalom. Good morning. Good morning once again. How many have moved from town to Thika? Anyone who has ever boarded a mat from town to Thika? Yes, quite a number. Of course, there are so many routes. I've even seen from town to Kikuyu, from town to Ngong, and I've fallen in love with Super Metro. And every time I've gone around there, I've seen long lines waiting for Super Metro. At times when I want to go to Thika, I rush to Super Metro. If Super Metro is not there, I go for Manchester because they rarely stop. And I've always been wondering, I've always been wondering that how comes there are numerous lines there, long lines, even when it is raining, as opposed to Kenya Mpya and so many other buses. Those who usually commute between town, even to our country, whether it is Western, whether it's Nyanza, whether it's Rift Valley, there is equally in a coach. Before, there used to be Transline, but of late things are changing. What makes people go for those ones? I'm hearing so many voices. Please be attentive, because whatever I'm talking about is crucial. It is because they offer the best services. There is excellence. Last Friday, we talked about excellence, that which makes you outstanding, the superior quality, the best you can ever give. And I gave examples of some of our girls we had last time. I've also given you other examples, even some movies you've watched. Are there some people you can recognize? Some of you are footballers, or even who are fans. You must have heard of the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know how much Cristiano Ronaldo earns? 3.4 million pounds per week. Annually, 3.4 translates to 28 billion Kenya shillings plus. In Kenya, Michael Olunga takes home 6.6 million Kenya shillings per week. In 1 month, it translates to 30 million plus. Even in this school, there are some people who are ever being mentioned among the top. They are always coming to front so that they can be celebrated. I beg for your silence. May, please Observe maximum silence. This is crucial for you. I'm talking about excellence, being the best version. Remember, we are talking of promises of God, and you've been promised that you are to be the best. Remember, you have God's image, but when you talk, when a teacher is in front, when a priest is in church, do you think you'll attain the God's promises? The promise to be the best version of yourself, the outstanding quality. I know what it takes you. It elevates you to the higher ground. It makes you dine with the kings and the queens. We said that Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see a man skillful or experienced in his work? He will stand before the kings. And we said now that we are girls in this place, we have girls and so many females. Do you see ladies or women or girls who are good at their work? They will dine or they'll stand before the queens globally. When you are dining with the queens, it means you are elevated. You have been brought up from the unknown to the known. If you are only talented in music, but you only sing here in school, and it's only us who can recognize that you have a gift, then it means you are not excellent. You still need to work on yourself. If you are yet to be recognized within this country, then it means you still have a lot to go. So how do we achieve this element of excellence? Number one, you have to decide. If you want grade A minus, to be a doctor, not by word of mouth, by actions, you have to decide that I'm going for this A. Without decision, you'll be wasting time. You'll be waiting for closing to come, for the midterm to come. Then you go back home, an average person. So my dear friends, decide that you are going for excellence. And you guys, you have the best school. You have the best leadership. It is only this school where we opened our term with music and entertainment in the name of talent search. Madam Principal, most of these girls have not been in love with the school, but I'm glad that you are making the school more friendly to them. I know her own Saturday might have been taken, but at least we are making school look like home to some extent. When the principal can grant you that opportunity, please decide to be the best. Because if you don't perform well in exams, the excuses will be the school life is easier or is more interesting. And maybe in future, she might be tempted to take away the good things you have. So for you to continue having these good things, decide to work hard and be the best. For me to do the presentation, at times I have to stay overnight, midnight, go up to midnight, or even 3, and go to bed. This time on I don't know, it was on Saturday morning. It marked on Friday, then the Saturday morning. There is language department, then the closer, there is 1H. I could see the second locker, the first 2. There is the door, then the first locker, then the second one. In Form 1, there was already a girl seated there at around 4:07. Imagine at 4:07 is when I was going to bed. And again, a Form 1H specifically, and I've told you the specific seating position, the second desk after entering that class. You can go check. There was nobody in Form 1M or N, but in Form 1H there was an individual student. That girl, as early as the first week, on a weekend, she's already decided that she's going for excellence. Clap for that girl. Number 2, secondly, you have to stay hungry. You have to stay hungry. And when I'm talking about hungry, I want you to go read Proverbs 16, verses 26. The appetite of laborers works for them. Their hunger drives them on. The appetite for laborers works for them. I know if you check, you'll still find the same. Their hunger drives them. My dear friends, when we are talking about appetite, the level of satisfaction, if you're number one in this place, you get comfortable that you've already achieved the best. You might be the best in Form 1H or Form 1G or even Form 4, but are you the best in the entire country? You can't be the best, but you keep on working on yourself. I attended a graduation party of a girl I taught around 7 years ago. As early as second year, I was privileged to teach in a top school in this country. The second year in the university, I was already teaching, before even going for my teaching practice. And I got Gertrude Wanjiru. Gertrude Wanjiru was a top student in public speaking. She made several presentations in 1016J and one at the national levels. She was equally good in English, but this time, 7 years down the line, Gertrude invited me for her party. And I saw in the invitation that it was Dr. Gertrude. I thought that this girl was super good in English and public speaking. I thought if she could go higher, Gertrude will be going for engineering. But she was not a doctor because she had done her master's or PhD. Gertrude had opted for medicine. And she did not just finish her medicine, but she was the top. She was the best in her class. Imagine, I thought she was only good in arts as well as public speaking, but she was equally a doctor in the making. If you limit yourself with the current achievements, it means you are not hungry for more successes. Stay humble and keep on working and working until you get the best you can ever get. But there is a powerful statement that Gertrude said in that party. She said the same Gertrude that was finishing as position 1 in her medical class was also the same Gertrude who consistently was third last in class 1, class 2, and class 3. Last positions, 3 consecutive years, third last. But here at the end of it, she was finishing at the top of her class. This is a true story, powerful story. I beg you, stay hungry. At times, what will make you relaxed is because some people are telling you so good. Sometime back, I was over-celebrated, teaching in a top school at a tender age, going to classes. I stopped preparation. I became a boring teacher. I didn't know that I was getting boring because, according to me, I thought I'd arrived, not knowing that for you to be the best, you have to continue working and working. Even as we are human beings, we are tempted to resign that we've achieved the best. But whatever God has made for us is too huge for us to accomplish. I beg you, if you're already good at something, not just maths, even in the field, I've seen so many people we've celebrated, but after a short while, they've opted out because they believe that they're the best in this school. You might be the best, you might be so satisfied, but still there is a lot to accomplish. There are 2 people, those who are so proud of themselves, they've arrived. But again, there are also some whose their appetite are still driving them on and they want to achieve. Please make baby steps. Set targets. You don't have to move from 10 to 25% in maths. You can move from 10 to 17. The next exam to 25. The next exam to 30-something. Next exam, 40-something. Gradual steps or baby steps, and you will reach your ultimate goal. We are talking about how to achieve the best quality, the superior quality, the best version of yourselves. We've talked about decision. We've talked about staying hungry. And we are talking about setting realistic goals so that you can make with baby steps. And again, it goes to your habits. You can only rise above your habits and not the set goals. You see that girl I saw in Form 1H? She's already working on her habits. When you want to improve, you don't have to sleep for longer hours. You don't have to follow the school routines. I'm happy that of late you are allowed to study even up to 11. Madam Ikutu knows very well that sometime back here, people were only allowed to study up to 9-something. But of late, you have got freedom. Meaning, you are not restricted to routine if you really want an A grade or an A minus. Are you doing the things that are going to give you the grade? We are talking of habits. The effectiveness. How do you ensure that you're effective? Do you minimize gossips or storytelling to go back for your studies? Do you revise the assignments you've given? We are talking about the habits. Do you take even 15 minutes for physical exercises to relax your brain so that you can enhance the absorption rate? That question goes to you. For more than a decade, this school had never gotten an A, anything an A. The last one, understand, was gotten in 09 or 08, numerous years back ago. But this year, or last year group, we didn't just get one. We didn't just get 2. I guess there were 4. It means the fact that it never been gotten doesn't mean that it can't be gotten. You can't be the next airplane in this class, but only if you work on your habits. But when we tell you, do this, go to class, do assignments, discuss with other people, go for physical exercises, minimize storytelling, do you do that? Please work on your habits. Work so that you are effective in class. Focus. Stay focused. For you to achieve your goal, you have to be attentive. You must always remind yourself that I'm going for grade A. I don't want distractions. Even if I danced yesterday, that was yesterday. I'm going back to class to start studying because I'm only going to get the best next time. My friend, the universe, or even Kenya specifically, is full of professionals. Sometime back, Madam Principal can tell you that during their time, students were countable in various universities. But of late, there are so many people in the universities, and the opportunities are less. But even when the opportunities are still less, there are still corporate worlds. Several institutions that are looking for excellent people, excellent professionals to pay excellent salaries. They'll not pay you excellent salaries or huge salaries because you've not stayed long, because you've stayed long in a place, but because you are excellent at your work. That's why the likes of Jeff Koinange takes home 2.5 million. It is because they've worked on themselves and people are looking for them. They don't go looking for work. Be excellent. If you are being celebrated here and you're not scoring an A, there is no backdoor at COOPS. If you don't meet the required grade, they'll not pick you. If you want to earn excellent salaries in the future, you have to be a top singer, you have to be a top designer, you have to be a top academician, so that if you are going to be a doctor, you are going to be a doctor that can start her own hospital. It is possible if you know your sole purpose of creation and you start working towards that. And finally, you have to commitment, whether it rains, Whether it doesn't, I'm going to study. Whether it has rained till morning, I'm going to sit in that class and study till I get it right. Whether Marx is threatening me at the initial stages, I'm going to work on it. And if you decide that you are going for it, you will go for it. It might not be pride, but I love talking about this. I really wanted to achieve in Sons Congress. Of late, you call it Engineer Fair. I really wanted to achieve in Sons Congress. And the sole reason was to make it to the national level. And when I inquired, we were told together with my co-presenter that you have to work on your language. And every single day, I practice English. Every evening as I go to bed, even when I was tempted to dream in my mother tongue, I dreamt in English. It was continuous practice. And in our third form, we were at the national level. In our fourth year, we were finishing position 3 at the national level. And I told you that in the entire Huruma Bay region, then there were only 6 students going for the nationals. 2 from Asumi girls, 2 from Mirogi girls, and 2 from Huruma Bay High School. We worked on ourselves, and we went to the university, did well, scored well. If I had not worked on myself, if I had not committed to continuous practice, I wouldn't have served in KU for more than 2 years. But because I committed to my assignment, it elevated me. It took me from the world of unknown to the highest known, to the highest places. If you commit that you are going to train, the last 2 days, only 7 girls of football have been training. Others are waiting for the right time they can go for outings. That's where we are still number 2, not number 1. To them, they're in comfort zone. They're doing it for the sake. They don't know that they can be the best. The Form 4s, you don't have to wait for future. This is the time to work. The Form 3s, this is the time to be the best you can ever be. The Form 1s the same. And this school has provided you with conducive environment to get the very best you can ever get. My prayer this time, please pursue excellence. Go for being the best and be the best, so that this year and even in future, Huruma Girls High School shall have risen above the level of mediocrity because of you. That is my sole prayer, that we are going for excellence. Standing in ta 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 ta. Let's finish with a song. Ta 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 ta. Standing in the ta ta ta. 3 go. Standing on the promises of Christ. Powerfully. I can't hear you. Ta 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 ta. Chorus. Standing, standing, standing in the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing. I am standing on the promises of God. Thank you so much. I wish you the very best, and I love you from the depth of my heart. Please go for the best.